Hey, it's Howard Kneller. Welcome back to another edition of the Listening Chair. We got a good one for you today, folks. We're in SkyFi Audio in Glen Rock, New Jersey. SkyFi sells pre-owned gear. It's a really cool place. It has a great vibe. We're about to meet the owner, Fernando, so come on in. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button and join us on our audiophile journey. Thanks so much.
This is SkyFi Audio. I'm Fernando, the proprietor. About 4 years ago, I put this building together and filled it with all the stuff I love. We're very careful and selective in what we buy. We buy things that we dig. We buy things that we enjoy and that are interesting and perform well. We're not equipment flippers. We don't just move volume and numbers. We try to focus on stuff we love. Right. We're able to do that more and more selectively each year. And that's what you see here. It's just a huge mixture of brands. And it's a lot more fun to be a pre-owned equipment dealer than it is to be a new equipment dealer, because a new equipment dealer deals with maybe 20 brands, right, and they see the same models over and over again. I see hundreds of brands and thousands of models on a yearly basis, so it's a real blast.
Well, I also see that you're very picky in what you take in, because I feel like I'm in a hi-fi shop that sells new gear, right, and this stuff is used, and it is in impeccable condition.
Yeah, we put a lot of effort into restoring stuff and making it look good. Yeah, looking around, we've got it set up in 3 different bays, mostly for social media and for advertising. Most of what we sell gets shipped. Okay. So we don't have a lot of foot traffic, and the shop is not set up for foot traffic. It's set up for media, social media. Okay. So this is our Macintosh bay. This is...
So what's your social media accounts?
Oh, so SkyFi Audio for both YouTube and Instagram.
Okay, and we'll put that in the comments to the video.
Thank you. And skyfiaudio.com is our website. And you'll see just about every piece that you see on this video will be listed online. So this is Bay 2. This is all Mac gear.
There's very interesting speakers here. What do you have?
These are Jadi. These are made in France, 1996. It's a 4-way horn speaker. It's a beautiful piece. It's almost a statement of art as much as it is as a really good performer. They made a really cool amp. If you follow me this way, these are their 845 monoblocks, single tube.
Familiar, yeah.
So this is one single tube here. I think it puts out somewhere between 14 and 20 watts. I've got a bunch of these. I actually have 8 of these, so potentially I could power the Jadis with 8 of these amplifiers and do a stellar job with it.
So you got the big Macintosh speakers?
Yeah, that's their flagship speaker, XRT 2.1K, I believe. And those amplifiers flanking it are 2,000 watt amps, yep, the MC2KWs. So each stack is actually 1 channel. So 3 boxes, 1 channel, 2 channels total. You'll also see a ton of custom turntables like this, stuff that we build here in-house, or at least design the first one. Right. This is a Garrard 301 right, that's been fully restored and absolutely made to work like new. On top of a modern, yet vintage looking plinth, acrylic top. And this looks to be a Project Carbon fiber tone arm. So that's a typical yep, custom build that we'll do here by order. Nice. Here's some of the speakers that we've got. We keep 1 of each speaker, except for the giant ones. We can't fit anywhere else. But everything else you see is just the left shoe. The right shoe is in storage. Just a huge assortment of stuff. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Apogee stages, I believe, on top of the matching subwoofers. That's
what a great speaker.
Wonderful, wonderful speaker. It's new to us. This has only been here a week or 2. This is our binaural buddy. This is how we try to capture some of the sound of our equipment and our speakers and convey it to people on YouTube. Because ultimately, our buyers are all over the world, and they want to hear stuff, even if it's over headphones or over a speaker or a computer. That helps them kind of get a better taste of it. And you can see this has microphones embedded into the ears.
Right. And we got a lot of amplifiers and preamps here.
Yeah, tuners as well. That's our wall of Macintosh. This is stuff we restore here in-house. We take these pieces from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and we restore the power supplies, all the critical components that go bad. We make them essentially not just work to specification, but we get them to work well for the next half a century. MA230 is a wonderful tube integrated from, it's probably my favorite tube integrated that Mac ever made.
Right.
It's a Lancia Delta Integrale. If those car fans will recognize it. It's a rally car from the early 1990s. Super famous. Started as a family car and then evolved into a 7-time World Rally Championship car.
Yeah, nice.
Let's go over to the tech area. So this is where we prototype things and build some cabinets or woodworking. Got a laser cutter, saws, all sorts of tools. And then if you follow this way, this is our tech area. So this is my bench here, where I do, repairs and do tape decks, reel-to-reels. Ben on the left side focuses more on tuners and tube equipment. There's a custom-built calibration bench exclusively for turntables and reel-to-reels. So I got the monitoring equipment up top. I've got a tape recorder analyzer here for reel-to-reels. This is stuff waiting for repair. Most of it's waiting for parts or waiting for some time on the bench.
Oh yeah, it's cool. Old Luxman.
That's a super cool system. This is new to
Really
us.
cool.
T1 110.
Right.
Super performing Luxman tuner, matching preamp, and we've got the best of all, the matching amplifier there, which is the M4000.
Technics R2R on the bench.
So this is a pretty interesting machine. Very small production on this. Looks like a RS 1520, but it's not. This is the Technics R&B series, which is a radio and broadcasting. So special equalizer here at the middle level. So this strip here differs from a 1520. Very small production and highly desirable machine. This is the second one I've gotten in 3 or 4 years, and I'm thrilled to have it at the shop again. Yeah, come on, I'll show you. This is our cave. So since our main shop is set up for more everyday business, if we want to do some critical listening, this is the place to do it. This is specifically built, very well-tuned listening room. It's a bit crowded right now, but if a client does want to come and audition something seriously, we'll pop him back here, set up a couple of chairs.
Who designed the room? Was that you?
Yeah, I designed the room. Yeah, it's constantly rotating, right? Our stuff comes in and out fairly quickly. So, for example, this Bryston system just came in, and it's a fairly sizable system. This is the speaker, for example, is the Bryston Model T Active.
Okay.
So it has no crossover in it, so it requires a ton of amplifiers. And as you can see here, we'll use 3 amplifiers, an active crossover to drive it. So this is a great place for that system. Yeah, those are the Apogee full range. Good eye. Those are 400 pounds. Quite a feat. We traveled really far to get these. These have been fully restored. This is one of the quintessential speakers from the end of last century.
Yeah, and many people would argue still very competitive as sound with any speaker out there.
They're still, they're relevant today, and that's what we try to find. We try to find vintage stuff that can compete with today's stuff. And not all of it can, but there are gems in there that can actually do it.
Right.
We have. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have speakers from the 70s that are relevant by today's standards, but a lot of them aren't. So finding those is where the magic happens, is identifying and pulling these special things out.
So I guess you also do installation. You don't just sell the gear to the customer, right?
Well, it depends. We do have a concierge service where a client will establish a budget with us. And then we will work to put together a system for them within the budget and within their aesthetic considerations as well. So oftentimes a client will send a picture of a wall and say, I want a system that's going to look amazing there. And I don't have the time or resources to go read through a bunch of articles and magazines and figure out what's going to work well together. So that's where we come in. Our concierge service puts together a complete system for them. We will test it here to make sure the amp works well with the preamp and works well with the speakers. We'll assemble it, catalog it, maybe make a video on how to assemble it and how to connect it back at their place, and we'll ship it out. And people really dig that, especially today, where there are all these aspiring, stereo system owners that, have the means but don't have the time.
Thank you so much. This is a great place you have. It's such a cool vibe. Lots of great gear. Like I said, this stuff looks brand new, so I wish you guys lots of luck.
Hey, thanks for visiting. It was real fun having you here, and good luck with your channel.